Welcome to the lab. We're talking about that small account challenge, 5 large in the pocket, and a world of data. Small account challenge. Stay cool, small account challenge. No fools. Small account challenge. Watch it grow. Small account challenge. Keep it slow.
Welcome everybody to the small account challenge. Go ahead and jump in that chat if you want. Go ahead and smash that like and subscribe button. Just absolutely decimate it. Do I look like someone who's stressed over these SPX things? Don't answer that. My hair might look like it's stressed, but I promise you, my heart is not stressed. So welcome to the small account challenge. Hope you guys are doing well today on this beautiful Tuesday in market land. The market is up 31 points, I believe. If I do say 33 points. So hope you guys are doing well. Let's jump straight in. I'm going to say this at the beginning, and I will say it at the end, just for people who are jumping on later. We are going to do the small account challenge show at 4 p.m. Eastern from here on out. My trusty sidekick, Matt, is here, surviving the tundra.
It's late in the day. I've got a nice afternoon glow behind me.
I was just announcing
a feature release today. Okay. There's a lot happening, Troy.
I was just announcing that we're going to start at 4 p.m. Eastern. So when the market closes on Tuesdays, starting next week.
Oh, that'll be helpful for me too. I know you didn't do it that in mind, but
I did it mostly for Matt. But
how's the chat doing today?
Other people had asked as well. So we're going to go ahead and put that in there. We're going to start at 4 p.m. So I know people want to join that. You need to watch the market in the last 30 minutes.
Spicy Tuesdays.
Spicy Tuesdays. So we're going to jump straight in. Okay. What do we have? The agenda for today, we're going to show what we got on live. We're going to show what closed over the last 7 days. We're going to show what triggered a review of the trade and a stopping of the trade, because we had our first one. And we're going to talk about what we're going to do about it. So that's the agenda for today. As always, put in the chat anything you need to ask regarding small account challenge, and we will go. Or if you're stranded in the snow and you need some sort of help, and this is the first thing you thought of to reach out publicly, what a venue to do it in, but we're here for you. So, all right, here we go. We jump in.
Let's go.
So currently we have 3 trades on. We have Stalingrad max positions 2. One of them opened Tuesday, January 20th, and it is up 9.3%, $66. The other one opened Wednesday, January 1st. It's up $19 or 2.8%. The IWNW calendar opened Monday, January 26th, and it's down 9.9%, $11. So that's what's on right now currently. And I just didn't share that at all, apparently. So can you see my screen? Just told you that without.
Yes. Yes.
So there's what we have open on right now. Take a gander at it. We had talked about Stalingrad, and this is actually a good example. The Stalingrad, we limit this because this has a tendency to open in spurts and open a couple at a time. So like in my personal account, I've got a different version of this that doesn't have the max positions open on 2. And then it opened like 4 in the same time period that these did. So, we limit it for that purposes, but so far so good. The IWM double calendar was just put on yesterday, so you let it play out. Let it.
And it's going to be interesting. Not trying to take over the sack, but
take over sack.
Well, I was just going to say, I run a double calendar that didn't make the sack. It's on the bench, as it were. And maybe someday it'll get in, but it was a 1-3. I think it was kind of too highly correlated. And I noticed the 2 4s on yesterday had very low short long ratios, which I'm missing something here. And my 1-3 that I put on today is up. I can tell you it's a Q's. It's in the Q's. And it did have an audition for the SAC and it failed. It is up 12%. Should I take it off now, Troy? I'm just kidding. I'm not taking it off. It's up 12% today. But the 2-4s from yesterday had no juice in them, like no short long. So it's kind of interesting because you know what tomorrow is. What's tomorrow?
Tomorrow, for those who don't know, and maybe potentially those who don't know, small account challenge might not really know, and that's fine. Tomorrow is what we call Super Bowl trading day because it's FOMC. So these are the days when the Federal Reserve will come out with interest rate decisions, and then Jay Powell will come out, the Federal Reserve Chairman, and talk. And those can get spicy depending on what Jay Powell says at 2:30. So it's a market-moving potential day.
Sure is.
Yeah, we'll go from there. So,
but here's what's weird. I don't understand why. This is going to take a little bit of looking back. Usually, FOMC days are very juiced, and what's bizarre is that the Monday 2-4s that I saw were not juiced, and yet the 1-3s, I have a couple different ones on today, are all fine. And they're looking much healthier than this 2-4, even though if this sounds like gobbledygook, here's all I'm saying. The expirations of those trades are the same. It's just the time at which they went on. The shorts are Wednesday, the longs are Friday. And usually when Jay Powell's on schedule for a Wednesday, the vol is juiced.
Yeah.
Like my kids say in the morning, there's no juice. Dad, where's the juice? We're out of juice. And I say, that's because orange juice is pure sugar. Drink water.
Well, listen, for those, DCs are the least of our problems in the small account challenge because we've talked about this when we launched it. We knew what was going in. We said basically there's a chance that this SPX put spread could make the most money and lose the most money. And it chose the latter path for us. So there's a couple things, we're going to talk about with this a little bit today and kind of do a deep dive because we said this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. So this is the last 7 days. Now, on a small account, that's a drawdown. 10% is a drawdown. And first off, I want to say congratulations if you're in the drawdown, because welcome to the world of trading where we think about drawdowns. A lot of people just lose and they this is the part where they reset. But if you've been trading options for any amount of time, you go through periods like this. You go through drawdowns. This is why we wanted to do the small account challenge, is because we want to show you the ups and downs of trading. And the trading market has given us the down straight away. And this is the hilarious part about that. So if you look at it, what are the trades that won and lost in the last 7 days? Well, our ratio 1-2 DC, double calendar with the VIX 9-day above 1, made 38%, right? That's what we're looking for. We would like more of those. We would like that to happen more often. And it kind of played out. That opened on a down day, and we went back up, and it crushed it. We opened up another one of those the next day at 9:32, and it closed at $14, 5.7%. Cool. That is in line with kind of the profits you should expect based on like a $5,000 thing. Now look at the next three. The SPX 5 wide put spread, 165% loser, but that was our max loss. It's a fixed with spread, and so we just took a max loss on it. The next one, the end of day bullish breakout, still feel fine about that. That one actually has, you can lose I think 9 or 10 times in a row and it still comes out positive so far. So it would have to lose a lot more in a row for us to adjust that. We will if it does that, but it's still well within the means of its normal kind of testing. And then the other one we lost was the SPX 5 wide put spread. And so we had said early on, if we have a day that, this trade historically had not lost more than 3 times in a row. And so we said the trigger for us is just going to be real simple. If it loses 4 times in a row, we're not going to trade this. We're going to stop trading it, evaluate. Well, friends, that day has come. And funny enough, that day has come quicker than ever. And this is the joy of like trading. Many of you have like started a portfolio, done research before, and you're like, this is the year I'm going to be a zillionaire. And immediately enter into the drawdown.
Yeah, one Lambo, Troy, one yacht.
The strategy immediately lost 4 in a row. I think we had 1 winner, so we lost 1, lost.
Right.
And
so what does that mean? 4 in a row.
Well, first off, this is a back test, and I want to show you the back test matches the automation. So amazing. I didn't want to just show you the automation. I wanted to show you the back test because that's what we go by. And the back test lost 4 in a row. So bam, 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 bam. And that's where we go from here today. So Matt, what should we do with our little small account challenge? Officially, before I ask you, we have paused trading on that.
Okay.
So it's those, if you're following at home, optionomega.com/small account challenge. You can put your email in. We'll send you the research, a bunch of videos we've done. We're about to update those here this week. But from the beginning, we've said at 4, this is the riskiest trade we've got. At 4, we're going to stop. And so now we stop.
Yeah.
Matt.
I mean, listen, it sounds like you're in the, you're at the time where you decide to bump pause and part ways or hug it out and keep going. That's just, I think of that scene in the movie, The Town. He's like, we're bumping pause after this. And it sounds like you're bumping pause. And I think you set the rules. You followed the plan. This isn't a failure. This is following the plan. Now, I can tell you my perception of it is that trade had potential, that it fully maximized here, losing 4 times in a row. It, to use harsh language, it kind of sucks right out the gate. But are you bumping pause and parting ways with it, Troy? Sounds like it. That's okay.
No. Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm either ghosting it now or it's ghosting me, but one way or another.
The ghosting's been done. And, that's one of those things where it's the smallest size that you could do in SPX. Let me ask you this. I'm just curious. Do you have a way of looking at, I don't know how you have your tags and stuff set up. Is there a way of looking at how the SAC did without that trade in it?
Yeah, give me a second.
And while you do that, I mean, I'll just tell you this. Mostly an outsider to the small account challenge. I'm a kissing cousin. This is an expression we have. Don't actually kiss your cousins. But I did submit a couple trades for them. Strategies, backtest, ideas. Threw my ideas out there. They didn't make it better. But I remember thinking, man, I really want to have some SPX in this. And it's tough to do an SPX trade in the... Okay, so is that all time? Or are we only that far in?
We're not that far in. Let me
okay,
down
so
61.
61, you're up about $80 right now.
Yeah.
So, listen, this is a lot better than my port looks right now, year to date. So, not bad. But of course, we did trade the 5 wide. We're not trying to hide that. But I think there was always the potential of that thing, if it started out of the gate really poorly, to have an adverse effect. Looks like that's what it did. But the thing is you didn't blow up the account. I mean,
that's the thing. I mean, that's the thing I can't communicate enough. This is the power of having rules in place. Does that suck? Yeah, that absolutely sucks. But if you really don't have a lot of money, You just learned how to like systematically remove risk without blowing up your account. We didn't martingale this thing. We didn't double every time we
Right.
did it.
Right.
We stopped trading it.
Do
And
people do that?
well, in the past, I've heard some stories.
Okay.
But so the thing is, I'm going to be real transparent. When it lost, I think it lost for the fourth time Friday. I was actually worried going into the close that it was going to rebound.
One of them was really close there right at the end. I noticed.
Yeah.
I think it was
Yeah.
the one before.
the
Before
one
that was
before.
barely out of the closed
Yeah.
barely out of the spread.
I did not want it to rebound because I want to be done with it. Because here's why. We have strategies in the hopper that are going to be sized just much more appropriately to the size account. It'll make it grow slower as well,
Right.
but we're going to feel great about it. And so
Yes.
that's what we're going to do. So here's the agenda. In the next week, we're going to be going back to trade blocks. We've got plenty on the bench that are not bad tests. In fact, they're really, really good tests. We just want to make sure they coalesce with the strategy as a whole, the portfolio as a whole. So we're going to do that. And then next week will be the big reveal of the replacement strategy. And I'm excited about it. I've got some ideas about it, but we're holding it loose. The other thing we'll say, and I'm just going to say this, I don't even know if Matt knows this. This is just public. I'm just putting my heart out on the sleeve. I'm really excited about the Apple Tesla multiple expirations per week.
Oh, listen, we should talk about this because is that going to change the back tests? Like you have an Apple double calendar, right?
Yeah, I have a Friday Apple double calendar, but
then there's also the Tesla debit spread, right?
Yeah. The data for the first couple months isn't going to matter because you're going to be like you're trying to collect the data. It takes a while to get the data set. But I am going to tell you, Papa might get a little crazy because I have a data set that I can use basically to kind of proxy it. And we'll talk more if I put it in next week. We'll talk more about that idea. But the idea is basically to use previous data sets where there are Monday, Wednesday, Friday expirations and see if there's any patterns. And they might be completely different. The test might actually suck compared to the thing. But we might actually front run a little bit of that to see what happens in the small account challenge because we can size it well for this. So to be determined. So we will definitely have a trade next week. We might actually have multiple trades, to be honest, if I play around and we figure out some Apple Tesla stuff to do during the week with the multiple expirations. So, Matt, I'm excited about it. I feel free in a way that I did not feel free the first 3 weeks with this SPX.
I've had many positions. It goes always. I have a position I sold at the beginning of the year, a stock position, long-term gains. It's up 20% since I sold it. Okay. I've also had those that I've sold feel like the albatross, which the expression albatross around your neck, I thought the albatross was good, but there's the expression, the albatross around your neck feels like the albatross is off. And then they just continue tanking and I feel great. So here's the thing. How do you know if you're going to feel good or great or bad? I don't know, but I know that you followed the rules. You set out the rules. You had an event that you hadn't seen before and it didn't sync the account. So
yeah, it's win-win.
I think that's a W.
And I'm glad to get it out of the way. I mean, here's the thing. It actually could have got worse because we say the worst things it could stop 4 times. The worst thing actually is that it could go a really bad pattern, which is like win, lose 3, win, lose 3, win, lose 3. So this actually is best case scenario. If it's going to lose, might as well lose immediately. 2, Chad, I want you to be real with us. This is chat time. And Matt's this first time he's been on the show since the first one. I like to give a chat a couple minutes just to try to think through any questions they've got. But one of the things, chat, I'd be interested, and it's real talk because it's your guys' account. This is my account I'm trading, but we want you guys to do your own thing. Did you stop trading this before the 4? And if so, I'd love to hear your reasoning for it. I'd love to hear if you even traded it in the first place because you took kind of our advice to say, actually, it is pretty big and I don't want that. So would love to hear that. Would love to hear if you substituted out anything. You don't have to tell us, but if you substituted out something else. So, chat, I'm going to let you Put your stuff in there.
Yeah. I just realized my chat's not showing up. And then I realized people have been talking to me on the chat and they asked me to move my head and show some strikes. And it's lit. Hello, chat. Hello, everybody. Some familiar names I've seen before. Um the Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the consensus is. But I have seen in Discord, Troy, people have been doing, I think, exactly what we want, which is I've seen people say, hey, I'm inspired. I'm doing my own small account challenge and I'm not trading any of your strats. I'm trading my own. And I'm like, that this is exactly right. They're not our strats. These are just back tests, right? They take the back test, they make their own and they're running with it. And I love it. And I remember seeing at least one or two where they were absolutely crushing it.
I love to hear that. And again, you should never feel bad about sharing that with us, because the idea of this is to say, trying to build a systematic trading system. It's not trying to do Troy's stuff. So Matt, you're going to have to drive the chat, because for some reason I can't see any chats today in this. So,
well, there's a couple. The most important question is about cigars and what cigars do you like? And then a super interesting comment from one of our friends, also in the tundra, I think, because it looks like there's snow in their picture in the background, that they've been doing a version, but using XSP and going a little wider, which is kind of amazing. And I kind of like that. So, you know, the other comments, sorry, I'm laughing at Troy. He's back. And one of the comments was that just put spreads in general have had a hard time the last couple months. And I've noticed that. Listen, I don't trade a lot of 0DTE premium selling these days. I do a lot of debit trades. Here's something that I found that's very, very interesting. And a legend in the OO community, Amy, said it like this once, that I think it was her who said that, but she basically said we're all scraping the same edge. And the point is that I trade a lot of debit trades, I trade a lot of time spreads, butterflies, long stuff, long ricks, straddles, strangles, whatnot. And I've compared I've seen months that I've had a good month, and I'll compare with somebody who's doing mostly 0D premium selling, and they also have a good month. And there are times when I've been like, man, the 0D people are crushing it and I'm doing terrible. And I compare notes with them and they're also struggling. And so there is a thing to regime, and we're in a tough environment to trade. I think it's a tough environment to trade in, Troy. I've been trading since pre-COVID. I've been trading like religiously, mechanically, 22, 23, 24, 25. So this is my 5th year of being like a TTBT guy. And this has been a tough time. I think the vol of pricing the intraday moves has just been challenging. It's just been a challenging time. And again, this will be my 5th year, my 5th year of doing very mechanical stuff. And this has been a tough time. But here's the thing. I think the regime's going to change again. I think the regime will change again. Vol's not going to churn at 15 or 16 forever. It's either going to go up or it's going to go down. Something's going to happen.
I'm having to watch YouTube. This is the first time this has ever happened. So thanks. I'm really glad Matt's going to be on, because otherwise I literally would just sit here the whole show and be like, hey, you guys don't want to say anything? Just say something. Nothing? You don't want to say anything?
Our chat is not loading in correctly, so we have multiple screens.
We're watching on YouTube now. So listen, to the point, Asylum cigars is my go-to. I like Asylum a lot, to answer that question. Great question, by the way. 2, I remember last year, and this is how you always forget this stuff. I had a pretty big drawdown, I think January, February of last year.
Same.
And last year was awesome trading. So
same.
You kind of have to, and also December had a pretty big drawdown. So you kind of have to just go with it. And it sucks when the first month you start something is one of those drawdowns, but that's just part of it. I mean, There will be vol this year. There will be times where vol dies this year. That's just part of it. And so you figure out strategies. I will say the first run of that ratio 2 spread, I was really happy with that, how it worked out. And let me just real quick kind of show you.
And I got to incriminate myself. I was least excited about this trade of the thing. And Troy's like, listen, look at trade blocks, look at the performance. I was like, okay. And how did it do, Troy? It did well.
I've lost my mind today.
Troy's so enraptured today.
I know. So if you can see that,
oh my gosh!
when the chat's gone, I die inside. So I'm having to like just continuously watch. This is why I like this trade a lot. I think that the way this is structured is just a smart trade. Again, I have really dumb trades. I have really smart trades. I think this is a smart trade. What are you doing? You wait for it to get spicy with vol, and then you bet that we're going to go up via calendars while kind of hedging to the downside with one calendar.
Yeah.
It's going to be picky. We will lose. There'll be plenty of losers with this, but like, that's a smart trade, and that's the power of automation. You don't want to sit there and watch this type of trade all day, and you might miss it. You might be mad at yourself if you miss it, but like, that's the power of automation. It's like this thing can open and it just kind of goes, and I like these, especially with a small account. You got to pick your spots, and this is a good spot to pick right here. Just get in, get out one day, I'll tell you, I mean, the Tesla's a similar one. We haven't had a winner yet, but it's the same concept. Get in, get out.
I'm super interested. I'd have to look at that back test, but we're going to have the data in OO right away on the back test of these extra expirations. I think, listen, options trading is popular. It's getting more popular, Troy. It really is. And you were at the conference where they talked about even more 0 DTE, a lot more 0 DTE, and I think it's coming. Yeah,
I think it's coming as well. And I think once pattern day, I think you're going to have a lot more equities, and I think they're going to remove pattern day trader. And I think SPX's monopoly on 0 day is going to wane a little bit because you'll be able to just put more trades on, more frequencies with less risk per trade, and go from there. You'll still have assignment risks, but I guarantee you, I don't know if you can hear my little brokerage market's over. What did we close up at? You're muted, but
I don't want to look, but I had a long
28.
82?
78.
Right below my long, as expected, as it does.
As it does. So listen, if you're jumping in, this is a great time to jump into small account challenge because we got our drawdown out of the way. That's how I like to do.
Hopefully.
Yeah, that's right. Do the hard thing first. Get the drawdown out of the way first.
How close is that Stalingrad? Is one of those been on for a minute? Or are they new? There we go.
They've been on.
Oh, a week.
Yeah, a week.
So, what could it go another? I don't know when that first one's going to close.
February 3rd, theoretically.
Okay. So yeah, or sooner. And do those have a PT on them? I honestly can't remember. Okay, got it. So no PT. So they could have, let's see, how close, can you model that bad boy? Do you mind to model that top one? I'm just curious what the short long is. That short long has to get really down there though. But it can, it's a 1428. So like, that's also possible. It's possible for it to get really down there.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll look at this and then kind of point to, if you're new, to where you can go to kind of get the research. And there'll be a lot more research popping off in that. And we have a video series on YouTube. It's kind of a private link, and you can get that research. I'll show you how in a minute, but we're going to show you some updates to the Apple trade. We're going to show you the new stuff we're putting in. So this is why it's fun this year. It's like you wait and see, let the stuff play out, and you kind of slowly are letting the winners ride and letting the losers die. And that's the way I like to do it, And so, this is going to take forever, by the way. Stalingrad takes forever. I forgot about that. So,
yeah, because the 1428 floating.
While we're doing that real quick, for those who are new, small account optionomega.com/small account challenge. We're starting with 5,000 in capital. We're tracking how much we can go to the end of the year. Just using Option Omega tools, modeling, backtesting, automation, and we'll show you the stuff. So this is the updated last 7 days. You can click the full trade log for the last 7 days there. You can sign up for our videos and how each strategy is constructed and when each stop is going to get triggered on the strategy for us to stop trading it. So all of that's there. optionomega.com/small account challenge.
Love it.
Any other questions? We'll show that we're going to let this trade test and then go from there. Any other questions about you guys want to put in the chat that Matt can see?
Yes, a question about double calendars. I discovered the small account challenge last week. I was nervous to put on the double calendars because I don't understand them. Can you recommend resources to help me? Listen, can we recommend resources? We have so many resources on double calendars. We have a video about resources on double calendars. That's how many resources we have. So let me do this. I'm going to put in a couple ideas for you because we've got like 24, like no kidding. We have at least 24 videos on double calendars. So let me do this. I'm going to put in what is a double calendar is a great one. And I'm going to put that in the link. So that's there. What is a double calendar options trade? And then another one that a lot of people have liked called DC's off the rails. This is a little bit older one. I'm going to put that one in there. And then if you just go to, here's the other one I'll put. There's a video. This is a 1-minute video on double calendar resources. So it's a video about videos. So if you kind of poke around those, you should get some really good starting places for DCs.
And Evergreen, great question, by the way. I mean, and welcome to the challenge of it.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome that's exactly right. You're nervous to put on the double calendars because you don't understand them. You're already ahead of the game by recognizing that you don't understand them. And it's great to pause things until you get understanding. That's what this is about too. So in the process of learning to systematically trade a portfolio, we're trying to teach strategies that you might not have heard of because some freaking guru is going to tell you to just buy calls or buy puts on Twitter or on Instagram right now. And we're taking a different approach with this. So that's what we're doing. And I'm glad you're here. Shout out to the legend, Zom. Shout out to the legend, a man that I've eaten Mexican with in California, who showed me the riches of California, showed me the places that the hidden gems that I'll always be thankful for. And so I am always excited to see him in the chat.
I love it. Is there a medium account version of the SPX put debit spread of the small account? That's a great question, Patrick. That's a great question. A medium account version. Are you asking, like, I think the thing with that is like Troy we kind of knew that like that was we knew it was a bigger sized trade, right? Like obviously we have no crystal ball on how a strategy is going to do or not do moving forward. But you could trade variations of that spread. The challenge is if you're automating them, again, you want to avoid like the pattern day trader, same day closes. There's a few challenges, but I think there's lots of versions of it you could do in a medium size account, including probably the one that we have in a medium account. So other things from the chat, There's a comment about the modeling tool. I think the reference is, I think you're probably saying the modeling tool helps with calendars, and hopefully it does. If you give me a minute, Troy, I may be able to do this live.
Yeah, and while you're looking at that, I'll look at
Yeah,
this is
Troy's
what
going
is
to work
the-
through this back test, and I'll pull
this is
bad boy up.
this is Stalingrad run. I don't even remember at this point why we ran it. Oh, you wanted to see the back test, so there it is. There's the back test for Stalingrad. It is in the trade an average of almost 12 days on a 14-day trade, so it's interesting.
Sorry, I somehow took over the screen, even though I didn't.
Take
mean
it
to.
over, baby.
Okay.
Take it over, baby.
This is a 1-3 that didn't. I don't know if that's showing up on the screen very well.
Hold on. Let me.
There we go.
Let me.
We're listen. It's the end of the day. The computer's tired too. You can see me reading your comments in my other window here. Okay, let me just explain what this is. This is a sample back test that people always ask, how accurate is your automation? And I think, well, I mean, people have been trading on option omega back tests for 4 years and crush it. And so we didn't have a lot of videos to show that. So I made a video and tracked it. And the first 8 weeks tracked the strikes and they matched 100%, and tracked the slippage, and the live trade beat the back test. And so I was like, well, there's 100%. You can't get more accurate than 100%, but I kept trading because I like to trade it. Now, so the first 8 of these are in a video that you can watch on a YouTube channel. I did make a mistake last week and I forgot to black it out. It was supposed to not be traded. So last week it made $1, but I shouldn't have traded it. And it was only on for an hour and a half before I realized that. So I'll talk about that in the video. That's not the point. I'm not trying to get you to totally watch that other video. Here's the modeling chart. And here's the thing about DCs. If you just looked at this model in isolation, Troy, what would you think?
I mean, that looks really good.
It looks like it can't lose.
Right.
Here's the thing. This can lose. This can still lose. Okay. It can still lose. Now, it actually is 4 o'clock. We're in this really mini shoulder session here. You can see it still ticking here a little bit. And if you move this, chat, who would not want to take this trade? But this is the trick with DCs, is that there are times when you model a DC when it looks like it can't win. And I promise you they can win. And there are times like this because this is a model, and models have things that they're very good at. So you might say, Matt, if this model says that the DCs, it doesn't say it can't lose, right? But barring a big movement. Now, as farther we get in time, there's a lot of things that can happen. If we move up, vol could get crushed. You know, it's probably not going to get crushed that much, but it could. And it's really not vol. It's 2 different types of vol. So like if the 3-day gets crushed more than the 1-day, a lot of things can happen. This is why it's powerful to have back testing and modeling together, because as the trade goes on, you can really see a lot of things from the model that you aren't going to just see even looking at a trade replay and a back test, but you can see with the model. So it's it's the old 1-2 is what they used to call it. Give them the old 1-2. It's the 1-2 combination using back testing and modeling together. So yeah.
I agreed. Listen, one of the questions was, there something for the SPX for the medium sized account? Listen, we've had multiple people, which has been an interesting, I love it. We've had multiple people be like, hey, could we actually do a medium account challenge or a large account challenge? Well, Matt, we're not ready to announce anything yet, but I will. Right. We do like to just give the crowd a little pump, a little tease. We're working on something for you.
Yeah.
And when it's done, I think it's going to be really, really exciting for you guys.
Kind of the opposite. If I smell what you're stepping in, it's kind of the opposite end of the spectrum of what we're doing here. And some friends may be involved. If that's,
we might involve.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's what you're saying. Yeah.
Friends. Yeah. So
yeah.
Listen, that's it. That's the thing. OptionOmega.com/small account challenge. You can find all the research. and we're constantly going to be updating that and go from there. So listen, we're in it together. Chat, I appreciate you jumping in again. Matt, I'm glad you jumped in because I would have none
Snow
idea.
day. Snow
I
day,
just-
Troy.
Everyone would be asking questions, be like, this guy doesn't give a crap about us. And I would be thinking internally, why does nobody care about me? So shout out, chat. Listen, we're gonna let you go now. We'll be back on tomorrow. The Option Omega show in the morning. Dan Sheridan is going to help us look at some ideas, and they a lot of times fall into small account stuff. So
Yeah.
if you're itching for small account stuff and you can't wait until Tuesday, join the show in the morning at 8:45 Eastern, and we'll go from there. So
That's right.
guys, have a great rest of your night. The market's closed. It can't hurt you anymore
Yeah.
unless you have naked premium overnight, and then it very much could hurt you. So be safe out there, and we will see you guys next week.